So today is day 9 of our Alaskan adventure, and you talking about a dreary, rainy, and cold day. That is exactly what we've got. Just north of us, it actually snowed last night.
Yeah, the city we were in Custer, South Dakota yesterday, and I saw a picture this morning where the streets were just lightly dusted, but they were white from all the snow that fell last night. In I guess it's getting to be the 19th of May, so it's getting to be late May that we're getting. I'm sure they deal with this all the time, but I've never had to deal with it. But why not? We've had to deal with high winds, rain, thunderstorms, and now possible ice on the road. And they mentioned be careful at certain spots. So far, it's been great. I think the rain has melted all the ice, so hopefully we'll have no problems there.
Since we volunteer with Sojourners, we took advantage of that and stayed in a local church parking lot.
So this is the nastiest of nastiest days. It has rained all day long. So we wanted to, do something to explore while we're here in Gillette. And
Something inside.
Something inside, most definitely. Because not only is it nasty, but it's cold. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go in the Frontier Auto Museum and check it out.
So before I enter, take a look at this. This is a turnstile from the early 1900s in the Iowa State Fair. So I'm going to enter the Frontier Auto Museum. This has been here since 2016, and we met the owner. We met several of the employees. Ryan's been showing us around, so we're excited about how we love cars. So we're going to take you around and show you some of the cars and all the other stuff, the neon lights and the everything that goes with the early period of the 1900s. I'm gonna step in here and get a haircut.
Good, you need one.
My regular barber's been slacking a little bit here. So
The weather's been bad.
this has been around since 1909, and it was a coin-operated payphone.
Now we've gone back to my childhood. I have found Miss Beasley. Y'all remember the TV show Family Affair? Buffy and Jody. Buffy had a Miss Beasley doll. I don't know what year it is or anything like that, but this car says on the fender that it's a Nash, and I have Nash blood running through my veins.
You had a grandma and grandpa Nash?
Yep, Mom, Pa Nash.
The father who started collecting cars, started collecting Hudsons. He just was fascinated with Hudsons. He just loved Hudsons, the design and the fins of a Hudson. So in this room, there's everything in here is a Hudson except one car, and I can't remember what that one was, but just some beautiful cars. Does anybody know what this is? Anybody? I'll give you a couple seconds to think about it. I've actually used one of these at a drive-in theater. Happy birthday. This is a 1925 Chandler, so it is 100 years old this year. Haven't heard of a Chandler, but I was told that they were a very solid competitor to the Model T, where the Model T was made for the masses. This was made probably for someone that had a little bit more money. So here's another birthday boy, a 1925 Harley Davidson. Check that out. We were also told that every vehicle in the museum runs and you can take it out. You might want to have someone following you just in case. We love history, and neon signs is one of the things I like. I love seeing them. I love them seeing that they've redone this one, completely rebuilt it and repainted it, redid the tubing. And that's one thing I like about this museum. They're making sure old signs like this are preserved.
This is the Frontier Auto Museum. It's located just off I-90.
This museum is more than just cars.
It's well worth your time to stop. It's in Gillette, Wyoming. If you're coming through going to...
Yeah, if you're going anywhere like out to Montana, or if you're going out to South Dakota where the Badlands are, or where Wall Drugs, or where the Mount Rushmore, you're going to be driving right by Gillette, and it's what we consider a hidden gem. So check it out, stop in, and it's a great way to spend the afternoon, and especially if you love any kind of nostalgia, any kind of history, or any kind of old cars.
Packed up the RV, left Tennessee behind, with dreams of the wild and an open mind. The road stretched along through fields and streams, chasing northern lights and Alaskan dreams. From the Smoky Mountains we rolled with a cheer, the call of
Today is day 10 of our epic Alaskan journey. Yesterday, it rained buckets on us all day long as we were traveling. It was horrible. I mean, it rained buckets. We ended up in Gillette, Wyoming. We had planned to stop here, but we found out later we were really glad that we did, because apparently the interstate was closed down on up ahead of us because of high winds, and we couldn't have gone any further anyways. So we spent the night in a church parking lot in Gillette, Wyoming. We did call ahead and get permission, so they knew we were going to be here. Us and our friends that are traveling with us right now. We only have 3 days until we hit the Canadian border.
And I did want to say it's great to have a resource such as these churches. Some of you know we are sojourners, which it's a way we found to serve
on the road.
On the road, and we go help small entities, churches, children's home, and such as that. But there's a series of churches that will allow sojourners to stay, and that's how we're able to stay at certain churches. And some, like this one, didn't offer any utilities. We had Boondock, and it was 37 last night, so we counted on that propane.
This was our very first night of boondocking in the cold with no hookups. Our very first night ever of all the times, you know, we're on our 5th year, and this was the first night ever that we've done that. But we survived.
We usually try to go where warm weather's at, so that's not, and then you'll see tonight that we're heading to another church that's on this list, and they happen to have electric and water, so
yeah,
it's
and we're going on to Billings,
Montana, and getting closer and closer. We're excited.
Yeah, and then from there it's on to Great Falls and then on to the border. So time for us to get packed up. And we made a very rookie mistake last night, which I'm surprised at us. Are you surprised at us?
No.
No. Our rookie mistake was we did not turn our dash cam off. We did not unplug our dash cam when we got here. So therefore it recorded all night long, and we have no footage of the pouring rain and stuff like that we saw, you know, that hit us all the way. We had some awesome footage to show you, but apparently it's disappeared.
I'll draw pictures.
Oh, he'll draw pictures. You may just
want
the
mountains in the rain.
Yeah. Okay.
My grandson would draw pictures.
Your grandson.
my drawings looks like
his would be better.
Yeah.
So we got to get packed up and get ready to head out. 5 hours today. I hope we can get it done in 5 hours. We tend to take longer than the average bear.
Well, we like to stop along the way to take breaks, get a walk in. So
yeah,
and traveling with 2 groups, someone's always got to stop for something. So
yeah, and it's still cold out, but we are not supposed to have rain today. It's supposed to be bright and sunny. As a matter of fact, the sun's already been shining this morning. Hallelujah.
Charge that solar.
Yeah, charge that solar. So let's get rolling. We are in Billings, Montana. We're at another church. This is our 2nd straight night at a church. And we have met up with another member of our group.
Yep.
We're fixing to go over and have dinner.
Caravan's coming together.
The caravan is coming together.
3 of the 4 together.
Yep. We only like one more. So Teach and Tug Travels, you need to get started. So we're going down to the McNeil's on Wheels. Debbie has graciously decided that she is going to fix chili for all of us tonight. I've got a peach cobbler in the crock pot that I'll come back and get in a little bit. And then we're just going to spend the evening and let everybody get to know everybody and have a good time. Yep.
We're the ones that know all 3 couples, so
no one else knows everybody, just us. So
but we've been talking for about a year, so it seems like everybody knows everybody.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's old friends. So we got to head that way.
Welcome to McNeil's on Wheels, friends. Come on in.
Thank you for having us for dinner.
Chili and cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, so cute in here.
Isn't it cute?
Welcome, Danny. Thank you for
our cook.
what can I say?
Jerry's still working.
Can you get it, Joel? I'll get it.
And y'all know Deb and Joel. Their door is different than.
Their door is secure.
It is secure, very much. We have made it to Great Falls, Montana.
Yep. We have been traveling for what, 10, 11 days
Yeah.
so far, and finally made it to our last spot before we cross the Canadian border.
Yep. We are, I don't even know how far we are from home, but how far are we from Canada?
We are about 119 miles from the Canadian border, so just a couple hours.
That
And then
won't
our
be bad.
campground's another hour on the other side of that, so we got a 3-hour drive tomorrow.
Oh, actually, it's not tomorrow.
Oh, not tomorrow.
We are going to be in Great Falls for 2 nights. And then on Friday, today's Wednesday, and then on Friday, we will be crossing the border into Canada, which will be the official start of our Alaskan journey. I'm so excited.
Yes.
Now, why we've got 2 nights here in Great Falls is we've got some things we've got to catch up on. This camper is a mess. I have got to do a good cleaning on it, catch up on laundry.
Yep. We're going to go in tomorrow morning and get an oil change.
Yeah, we wanted to get the oil change before we
Yeah.
cross the border. Yeah.
When we looked at it before we left, we still had almost 50% of the life left in the oil. So we said, we might as well, it's about 1,800 miles to here. And we said, might as well use that up and then just get an oil change here. So we made a phone call and got a place that can get us in. So we're going to do that tomorrow morning.
Yeah, we've got to restock groceries too, because we know from last summer's experience in Nova Scotia, everything that we can get that we can take with us will be a lot less expensive here than it will be if we buy it across the border in Canada.
Yeah, always check the Canadian website on what you can and can't bring. And we have a video on a list of questions that we got asked last summer. That's a great one to watch if you are going across into Canada.
Yeah. Also, we have to get a little bit of cash because we want some cash to turn into Canadian money. So I think when we get to Calgary, there we'll find Calgary.
Yeah.
Calgary. I said it incorrectly. When we get to Calgary, I will we'll find us a little bank somewhere and go in and exchange our American dollars for Canadian.
Yeah, we always heard it's better to do that once you get not right across the border, because sometimes that's a little bit expensive. But when you get a little bit away from the border in Canada, you usually get a better rate with one of their larger banks. So I'll post the name of that bank that we've been told before.
Another reason we wanted to stay at this place for 2 nights was they allow Amazon deliveries here at the Great Falls RV Park right before we cross the border. So we've found a few things that we needed. And one of them, our cat food, was already sitting there waiting for us when we got here. And the others will all be here tomorrow.
Yeah, we figured it'd be a little bit cheaper if we got it here at this last stop before we go over. We'll keep it in the original bag, so we shouldn't have any problems bringing it over the border. And we realized we forgot one thing when we left our home base, our watch charger. So
yeah. Luckily, our friends McNeil's on Wheels, they had an extra one, so they have lent us their extra one. When ours comes in, we'll take it back to them, and we'll be good to go.
Yep. So we're so excited about showing you our trip through Canada and up through Alaska. So please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when our next video on our Alaskan journeys comes out.
So now I guess I get to go start laundry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to that because I got this itty-bitty washing machine, but
we got to take advantage of when we are at a campground once we cross into Canada and into Alaska. Our plan is, and we're keeping our fingers crossed, is to use a campground maybe once, twice a week, and then the other days boondocking. And we've talked to some friends and they've been able to do it. So we're hoping we're going to be able to do it, especially since we got 4 in our caravan. We got to find spaces big enough for that.
But even with that, we have heard they are not as full hookup-ish as they are down in the States. And so
yeah,
we'll see about that. We don't know about that.
And what she's saying is like the provincial parks might have electric, but no sewer. So
yeah, they may not even have water.
Yes.
I don't know. We've heard.
Or they might have
things.
community water. So there's different things that you might have. So we just got to make sure we're ready to go across the border and take advantage of any time we're in a campground up in Canada and Alaska.
Yeah. And the good thing is that we are going to let you know exactly what each campground has, exactly what you can expect if you are coming next summer or the year after. We'll tell you where we're at and what you can expect from the campground, so you'll know in advance. And we'll also tell you which ones to stay clear of.
Yeah.
So off to laundry.
As I'm sure you know, most sites that you pull up to are a little bit off level, unless it's a solid concrete pad. But we're at gravel today, and if you look at this site, you'll see the front goes up, the back goes up. So sometimes it's a guessing game where to park the rig. Beech Lane has come up with a leveling system that you can use the app on your phone. It'll tell you when you're at the most level spot. Let's go in and see how it works. First, click what type of RV you have. Second, measure the width from the outside of each tire. Third, measure the length from the center of the rear wheel to the jack or the center of the front wheel if it's a drivable RV. Next, level your rig through traditional methods and then set your app as level. This teaches your app what is considered level. So now that our device knows what level is, let's go park the rig. As we pulled in the site, the driver's side was 1 inch low and the front was low about 4.5 to 4.75 inches. So we were able to get the driver's side level pretty quick, and then we went to work on the front, on the pitch. We had to move back and forth and finally got it in the right spot to be very level. We're heading through Canada to Alaska, and Beech Lane RV leveling system is going to help out a lot.
So we are up today, what I call stupid early. It is 7:15 in the morning. We've been up since 6. This is our only day to sleep in. Today's the day we're taking our rig to get the oil change. So we have to break down the camp we set up yesterday and go get our oil change done. When you get in a hurry, this is what happens. We totally forgot to retract the jacks.
Luckily it beeps.
It's no big deal because it beeps. It really, really yells at us and lets us know, you forgot your jacks. You better fix them up. So they're retracting now and we're heading on out.
On our way to get that oil change, and I wanted to give you a couple tips. Number one, if you can't ever fill up without your tow car attached before you leave, it's always makes it easier to get around some of these tight fuel stations. Many times we'll follow one or the other and bring the Jeep and just hook up right here in line or off to the side. So that's a tip. It makes it a lot easier in these gas stations. Number two, if you haven't downloaded apps to save on fuel, do so. This is the Loves app. It saves 10 cents on every gallon, so we save 10 cents today. But we've got probably 20 different stations that as we pull up and as we need fuel, we can save some money. Every penny counts.
Hey Danny, I got a tip for you too. If you fill up at 7:30 in the morning, you have the whole station to yourself. Look here.
Especially this one. We went to I-State Truck Center, got the oil change. Not gonna lie, it was a little costly, but they were the only ones that we could find that would do our oil change.
So one of the things we're doing while we're at Great Falls is restocking our groceries. We've been on the road almost 2 weeks, haven't been, we've just kind of run in and out, not really restocked. So we're restocking because we're gonna have about a month going through Canada and it's just time to refill. And as you may know, this is my favorite driving snack. I can drive for hours if I have my Skinny Pop. Okay, so we are so loaded down.
We can't fit another person.
Yeah, it's a good thing that I came without anybody else because look at this.
Way to fasten Danny on the top.
This is my stack. This is their stack.
Oh no, the Jeep won't go.
So after spending the last 2 days in Great Fall, Montana, we had to have time to catch up on things. That sun is really bright. And we've done it.
Yep, that's after 12 days on the road going hard to get here so we can get to Canada.
Today's the day. Today is the day that we cross the border and we head into Canada.
Yep, we got a campground right across the border. We're going to hit Calgary, and then you're going to see something beautiful, Banff National Park, and then we'll go to Jasper. So make sure you follow us for this journey. It's going to be epic.
Yeah, and wish us luck getting across the border. We've got 3 rigs with us now, so we need to get across the border without anyone having to get inspected or anything else, and it would just be nice if we could just drive on through and keep going.
Yeah, as we understand, it could take up to an hour or so, maybe longer, to get it inspected. So that would delay us quite a bit. But it is what it is.
It is what it is. And we're crossing at, what's the name of it? Do you remember?
Del Bonita.
Del Bonita is where we're going to cross at. So we'll let you know how it goes. It's to the border! Everyone ready to go to the border?
Yes.
Tired of just driving?
Yes.
Kicking us out.
Kicking us out of the U.S., chasing our sunshine.
Canada bound.
With the stolen dog.
With the stolen. And here is McNeil's on Wheels.
We're ready.
Canada bound.
Canada bound.
We crossed the border.
We crossed the border today.
Yay! I love your outfit.
Woo. Thank you.
Made it to Great Falls, Montana's embrace. Misery River shining in that wide open space. We camped by the stars, felt the cool night air. The Rockies were calling, we had no cares. Onward we rolled, through the border we passed.
Passports?
Yes,
Just the two of you on board?
Mhm.
Where's home?
Clarksville, Tennessee.
You grab a seat.
Okay.
Do you mind closing the door because of our animals? Thank you.
Couple.
We have two. We travel with the zoo.
Where you headed?
We're heading to Lee Campground, but we're going 24 days in Canada up to Alaska.
Okay. Where are you going in Canada?
We're going to start at Lee Campground, then we're going to Banff, Jasper,
Okay.
and then Alcon and Highway.
Okay. What are you bringing up with you besides your clothing and your animals?
We've got about a dozen eggs.
Good.
We've got romaine lettuce. We've got trying to remember all this.
Anything you find a leaf seller giveaway?
Huh? No.
Any gifts for anybody?
No. Mm-mm.
No. They're alcohol.
No.
Any tobacco?
None.
No. Cannabis?
None.
Currency equal to or greater than 10,000.
It's about $200, but
Yeah.
below that.
Any firearms?
None.
Any
They're home.
weapons?
They're home.
Okay. Last time there was a firearm in the trailer or the Jeep?
Say what?
Last time, probably January.
Okay. What would have been in there, and where would it have been?
We would store it in the back.
In the trailer?
Yeah,
Or
in the RV.
Jeep? Okay.
Yeah.
What do you store in that? Like,
And
what firearm do you store, and where do you
it
store
would have been a 9mm. It would have been stored in the back in
Okay.
the drawer.
And where is that now?
It's at home in the condo.
How long are you going to plan on this trip?
2 years.
Where'd you stay last night?
We stayed in Great Falls.
Okay. Why'd you come this way?
We had a campground at Lee Creek.
Lee Creek, where's that?
It's in Cardston.
Okay.
I guess during COVID, we got a Jeep after they started it. But what we understand is that I like your Jeep, and when they couldn't connect to each other during COVID, they would leave a little.
Oh, okay. So that's why they have it too.
So you
Yeah,
duck
yeah.
other people. You
Oh,
let
it's the
them duck.
ducking thing.
They're all
Okay.
supposed to be given to you. You come out
Yeah.
at some
See,
really cool
Canada can
place.
start
and
moose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll come out and there'll be a duck on our door
Okay.
or on our
Yeah.
windshield wiper blade
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a good
Thank
one.
you so much.
Thank you.
Canada's beauty, it hit us fast. Oh, RV America, wheels on the road. Through mountains and valleys, where stories are told. From Tennessee's green to Alaska's glow. This road trip to freedom, it's where we go.
Be sure you join us next week where we start our Canadian adventure. Take a quick minute and hit the subscribe button, the like, and the notification bell. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps us out with YouTube. They promote our videos more. The more people like them and subscribe to us, the more they'll push them out, and the more it helps us. Until next time, God bless and many safe travels.
And go RV America!